Getting you ready for game time. Join me, Sal from Behind Your Basketball, as I announce play-by-play. Make sure to smash the like and subscribe, because now we're about to go live. Entering the pregame, we now present Sal from Behind Your Basketball. And what's good, everyone? Welcome in. Glad to have you guys back in the stream, being a part here on the channel once again tonight, as we're under 15 minutes away from tip-off in this matchup. Two teams in the NBA Western Conference in store tonight. The San Antonio Spurs looking to see if they can turn things around under number one NBA draft pick from the 2023 draft, Victor Wembanyama, as they're on the road tonight taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota, the number one team currently in the NBA, record of 15-4. Overall, they've won 4 straight games, currently on the longest winning streak active in the NBA at the moment. They haven't lost since November 24th. And San Antonio has been the opposite. They've lost 14 straight games. They haven't won in over a month since November 2nd. If you guys are new to the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. I'm glad to have you guys join in, be a part once again tonight. Jeffrey on the stream, Christian, welcome in. Yeah, thanks so much, guys, for joining in. Yeah, tough one right there. Verdugo getting traded from the Red Sox to the Yankees, and yeah, I'm not too happy about that trade. Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one, I think, unfortunately. Yeah, huge game this weekend, Chiefs against Bills. Buffalo really needs that for them. It's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna go with the underdog in that one for Buffalo. It's at Kansas City. That's a really, really tough game. And that it's going to be really close. Buffalo, right now, they're in 10th place in the AFC, which is just hard to imagine because they've got like a bunch of like big wins for them this year, and then they've got terrible losses against the Jets in the opening week, and then the Patriots early on in the season too. So yeah, both of those losses have really hurt them. And then Eagles, Cowboys, I'm going to go with Philadelphia bouncing back in that game. Yeah, San Francisco hitting their groove once again. They were dealing with injuries during a stretch this season when they got caught up and lost against the Browns earlier on this season. But, man, San Francisco is back once again. Yes, Anthony Edwards is supposed to be playing tonight, so he'll be playing tonight in this game for Edwards. Jaden McDaniels listed out tonight in this game for Minnesota, same as Jordan McLaughlin and Jalen Clark. They have 3 players listed out, and San Antonio looks like everybody's healthy for this game for the Spurs, so nobody listed out. And Yeah, both of these teams complete opposites this season. Minnesota win now for them. That their lineup finally is just taken off. The Rudy Gobert trade back in 2022 during the summer, and last year didn't really help out the cause. Last year he missed the playoffs. Last year lost in the play-in, finished just 2 games above 500, and now they're the top team in all of the NBA currently. 15-4 record, 9-1 in their home floor, and they have the best record in the NBA against teams with a 500 record or greater. They're 8-2 this season. They have some really, really good wins for them from Minnesota. So they have turned the corner in a big way. Anthony Edwards, he went off during the FIBA World Cup. He's really ascended this season. Karl Anthony Towns, he's had a solid year with incredible efficiency for him. He's shooting 50, 40, 90 for field goal shooting percentage, 3-point shooting percentage, free throw shooting percentage this year, and those splits for Cat and scoring above 22 points per game. And then Rudy Gobert ranking top 5 in rebounds and blocks per game this season in the NBA, right now at the top of the NBA Defensive Player of the Year nomination ballot right now for Rudy Gobert. What he's done, that's he's also tying a career high in rebounds with 11.6 for his average. Yeah, Celtics back tomorrow night against New York. Or actually, that's on Friday. They're playing against New York, so they get them on Friday because tomorrow they have the 2 semifinal games they got tomorrow. So they got Pacers, Bucks, and then they have Pelicans against Lakers for those 2 games. Hey, what's good? Behind the Arc fan, welcome back in, brother. Hope all is going well. I go with Anthony Davis when healthy for AD. Like, when he's healthy, he looks like a top 5 player. But it's just staying on the court. That's been the big issue throughout his career. Cat's been looking great this year for him, but this T-Wolves team right now, they definitely have the capabilities to at least go out and win a playoff series this year. Like, they should be advancing to the Western Conference semis, at least, based on how, like, the first, 19 games have gone, playing their 20th game of the season tonight. Yeah, looking really, really good. So, Anthony Edwards, he is back tonight. I looked at the starting lineup, and over on Twitter, they got him listed in the starting lineup, so he should be back tonight for Anthony Edwards. He missed the previous 2 games for him, but incredible season he's had, really ascended off to a season-high 26 points per game this season for Ant. And just all around, this lineup is clicking right now. Like I talked about Ant, talked about Cat, talked about Gobert. Right down the lineup, Naz Reid having an excellent year, coming off the bench. Super efficient for a big man. I believe he's shooting above 60% on his 2-point shots this season. And then you got Mike Conley, like low-key. He was great throughout his... He's been great throughout his career. He's been more like known as a scoring option that could put up like high teens up to 20s throughout his career, but older type of point guard now, late stage of his career, but he's been able to play make and do everything that's asked from him as a point guard and barely turning over the basketball. He's second in the NBA in assist to turnover ratio this season. They got a lot of good scoring options already on the team, so he's just been the primary playmaker for them this year, which has been able to help out with his veteran leadership too on the roster. So just all around, just this T-Wolves squad is clicked. Defensively, they're just a big team. Like, defensively, they can turn it up. And they're right now the top defense in the NBA. Yesterday it was the Knicks, and then the Knicks got they got destroyed against Milwaukee, and now the top defense is Minnesota right now. I actually didn't see that one, Jeffrey, today. Yeah, I was busy throughout most of the day. But yeah, Red Sox being busy there, looks like. Yeah, thanks so much, Behind the Arc fan. Really appreciate it, man. Yeah, just crazy how time flies by. Yeah, been involved in a couple different colleges the last few years, which is great. Try to branch out, do a lot more. the line for this game's pretty big. So Minnesota, a 12.5-point favorite on the line. I was kind of shocked to see that this is the national TV game tonight that they have on ESPN. There's actually some of these games going on and already, and yeah, in terms of like great games in like the early window, there's not really much. There's a lot of good games late with like West Coast teams, the Nuggets and the Clippers. That's the late night game on national TV. And the Clippers 9-10. They really need to pick up a victory right there for the Clippers. They're one game below 500. But yeah, it's a lot of these games look like they're gonna be like non-competitive tonight. We already see one of them, but the Magic's having a great year for them. They're tied for third in the East. Kind of shocked that this game didn't get moved to national TV. The Cavs up against the Magic, though, 37-20 through the first quarter of action. So that's how that game's going on. And then the Grizzlies against the Pistons currently started the second quarter 32-31. Sixers on the road against the Wizards. Wizards lead right now 31-33-25. They just got a bucket. Yeah, Washington's 3-16. Detroit's 2-18. And then San Antonio's 3-16. Hey, what's good? Be someone, nobody. Welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, great question there. It might be the Cowboys again this year. Is the NFC West, like, they've been faring well when it comes down to NFC East matchups, like what the 49ers have done to both the Cowboys and the Eagles, just destroying them this season. Just they've been playing so well this year for Dallas. Here's the thing: is that all their victories coming against easy opponents for them, and also for the Dolphins too. They've got a bunch of their victories coming against easy opponents. But I like what Miami's done this season for them. I think for the AFC South, I think whoever gets out of that conference, I think they're gonna have a tough time in the wild card round. Whoever comes out of that conference right now, Trevor Lawrence is injured. Houston, shockingly, is having a great year for them, for the Texans at 7-5. They did lose to Carolina though, and then Indianapolis too, shockingly 7-5. So all three of those teams like potentially could have the chance to be in the playoffs. It's just like I don't really picture any of those teams having like a deep run in them in the playoffs over in the AFC side. Yeah, they gave them a bunch of national games because of Wemby. Yeah, I'm kind of shocked that this didn't get flexed out. Right now they've lost 14 straight. Yeah, I'm going to take the Packers there. The Packers looking strong right now. Yeah, they're trying to make a push towards the playoffs for Green Bay. That was a statement win they got on Sunday. Yeah, 28-3. That's definitely one of them. I remember the game against Tennessee in the snow that they put up. I think it was like 59. They put up in a snowstorm in the middle of October. Yeah, what a classic game. I remember they were wearing the red uniforms. That game, Randy Moss was on the team. Just classic. The Julian Edelman catch in the Super Bowl. A lot of just classic moments. The clutch Adam Vinatieri field goals throughout the years. That snow game against Oakland. I had to be like 6 years old when they had that. That was like my first memory of the Patriots was like that snow game that they played, the tuck roll game that changed the entire course of the franchise. And then I remember the first Super Bowl. That's like the first football that I remember like watching on TV. I had to be like 6 years old, like 5 or 6 years old back then. So that was against the Rams when they won their first Super Bowl. It's gonna start in around 3 minutes. So these ESPN games, they say like 7:30 for scheduled time, but they don't start actually until like 7:44, 7:45 for the ESPN games. TNT, they do a great job. They start like right at the bottom part of the hour. Like it'll say scheduled 7:30. TNT will start like 7:33, 7:34. So they only do like a 3-4 minute pregame for them to get like introduced before the start of the game, but ESPN drags out their pregame before they go live for the actual game. If you guys are new in the stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. We're going to tip off in just a minute from now. Minnesota has 3 players listed out. Anthony Edwards playing tonight in the game, though, for Minnesota, but the T-Wolves without Jaden McDaniels, Jordan McLaughlin, and Jalen Clark tonight in this game. Everybody healthy for San Antonio. We'll keep you guys posted with other scores throughout the NBA, too. We got a bunch of games going on tonight. Yes, so the first game tomorrow is on ESPN. That's at 5 o'clock Eastern. That's just a random time that they put the first game on. Usually they have the games at like 7:30 and 10 o'clock, but they put the first one tomorrow at 5 o'clock Eastern. And then the second game they have, the second game they got on TNT tomorrow at 9. So I checked the schedule. It says TNT/True TV. So if you don't have TNT and you have True TV, you'll be able to get the game. And vice versa, if you have True TV but not TNT, you'll be able to get the game. So there's 2 options there to get the game for tomorrow for the Lakers against Pelicans game. All right, here we go. We're about to tip off in just a moment. Starting lineup looks like this here. San Antonio Spurs on the road. They start Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, Cedi Osman, Wemby in the starting 5, and Zach Collins. Minnesota, Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Nickeil Alexander Walker will get the start tonight. Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. Minnesota gonna go in the dark gray uniforms, white numbers, or white letters. They have the lime green outline to the numbers, which they have the numbers in gray, basically like a charcoal type gray that they have. And then San Antonio will go into white uniforms, black numbers, black letters. The Spurs control the opening tip. San Antonio with the basketball first, right to left on the floor. They've lost 14 straight games. They haven't won since November the 2nd after a 3-2 start. They're now 3-16. The lob deflected inside. Wemby able to pick it up. Fires a jumper from the corner. Skidded off the back rim. No good. And the rebound controlled by Edwards. First possession of the night for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards back in the lineup after missing the previous 2 games. Takes the jumper at the left elbow. A little bit too strong. In and out. And it will go right back over to Collins with a defensive rebound. San Antonio possession number 2. Backing their way inside a low block. Osman goes up and he gets fouled by Conley. This will be 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. Cedi Osman for San Antonio. Mike Conley picks up his first personal foul. Yeah, I saw that. So, Patriots Steelers tomorrow night with a over/under 30.5. That's insane. Yeah, you can make some big time money this year when you play the Patriots in a game that it's the over/under and you pick the under for those games. They cannot score points whatsoever. First shot no good at the free throw line, missed by Osman for San Antonio. Second free throw, no good, missed off the back rim. They went empty that trip, tipped up to the perimeter though, went back to Osman, came up with his own rebound. 11-10 left to go in the first 50 seconds through. Vassell moves it over to Collins. Outside of Wemby. Wemby at the right corner. Wemby dribbles up now on the key. Bounce pass underneath. Finds Collins underneath the hoop and a shot clock violation. So that buzzer sounded. It didn't hit the rim. Missed the layup trying to go backdoor. Went over the rim as the buzzer sounded off the shot clock. And Minnesota has the ball back. Mike Conley, incredible what he's done throughout the course of the season. Number 2 in the NBA behind Tyus Jones in assist-to-turnover ratio. Edwards drives to the rim, missed the layup, no good though. Looking for the foul call, couldn't get it. Wemby up the floor, takes the 3. Off the rim, no good, tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Minnesota. So slow start here in this one. First minute and 20 seconds approximately, and Wemby just missed his first shot of the game. Quick with a 3 up the floor. Been just both of these teams on just different mindsets. San Antonio looking to see if they can get another top pick in the draft to pair it for Wemby for the future. They're playing for the future, whereas Minnesota more in a win-now situation. Vassell takes the 3 out the wing, no good. Tipped up over the defense, though, by Wemby. Up and in off the glass, good for 2. So finally, first bucket of the game comes off a tip over the top of the defense there as Wemby's able to fly in, and Conley had the ball swatted out of bounds off his drive. It will stay Minnesota basketball. Let's see here. They're showing the replay. Vassell took the 3, missed it off the mark, and Wemby soared right over Gobert. Towns, there was another defender. There were 3 defenders trying to box out Wemby, soared up over the top. Gobert was the main one, and Gobert had a strip, turned it over, up the floor. Vassell drives, soars up, throws it down with a 2-handed jam in transition. 4-zip for the Spurs. They came into this game 12.5-point underdogs. 2 minutes through action so far. Top of the key, Gobert. Towards his right, hands it off to Edwards. Edwards towards his left around the perimeter. Swings it over to Cat. Anthony Towns' pass deflected out of bounds. Last touch by Collins of San Antonio. Yep, Patriots definitely the Iowa for football terms in the NFL. Hey, what's good? Downman McCrab, welcome back on the stream, man. Hope all is going well. Inbound underneath the hoop. Conley passes over to Gobert. Handoff back to Conley at the left wing. Bounce past Gobert off the roll down. Lost it. Got it back. Gobert underneath. Missed off the glass. Battle for the rebound. Tipped up. Far side of the floor. Vassell tracks it down for the defensive rebound. San Antonio looking to add to it, up 4-0. Vassell drives. Dish out to the corner. Collins open 3. Skidded off the rim. No good. A rebound collected by Minnesota. They've got the look so far, just haven't been able to convert from the floor. Edwards up fake. Edwards drives with a right hand, and he gets fouled. So 2 shots covered up at the free throw line here for Anthony Edwards. 9:18 left to go in the first. I think as we go throughout the course of this game, man, Ant just going to see if he can take over this game. He constantly beat a bunch of defenders right there off the dribble. They had a couple defenders inside the paint. He received that pass around the perimeter, just beat one defender off the dribble, and it was met with backside help at the rim. Got contact and then fouled. First one no good. Second one is good by Edwards. 4-1. So Minnesota now on the board. Almost 3 minutes through action so far. Vassell moves it over to Collins. Hand off to Vassell. Dribbles up. Takes the jumper. Deep 2. Off the back rim. No good. Gobert comes out with a defensive rebound. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Florida State totally deserved the shot for the college football playoff. Nice pass to the corner. Open 3 for Minnesota. Missed off the mark by Conley. It's a good kick out right there from the corner by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And Wemby, his pass off to Collins. Moves it off to the wing, driving downhill to the rim, floats up the shot, and it goes in. So Keldon Johnson gets the bucket. 6-1 now for San Antonio. 8.5 left to go in the first. Minnesota yet to make a field goal. 0 for 4. Kick to the corner. Alexander-Walker takes the 3. Missed off the rim. Struggling from 3. Went right back to Conley with a steal. Corner 3. Conley goes in. So finally the T-Wolves on the board. Mike Conley. Awareness right there. Coming up with a clutch defense. Able to swipe the ball loose from the rebounder of Keldon Johnson. Johnson bounce pass over to Collins. Off the roll down. Floats it up in the key. Scores for 2. 8-4. 4 minutes through action so far. 8 minutes left to go in the first. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, guarded by Vassell. Drives on Vassell. Inside the paint. Nice up fake underneath. Floats up the shot. Able to roll in. Good for 2 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker, drawing the start tonight. What's good, ACN PCC on the channel? Welcome in. Yeah, San Antonio able to score the bucket. So, yeah, finding success here down inside the low post. Collins, once again. That's the only way that they've been able to connect with shots so far. Everything that they've tried to attempt deep, just either mid-range deep 2s or 3s, just hasn't been able to go down in this game. And we have a quick turnover up the floor committed by the T-Wolves. Offensive foul there by Rudy Gobert. Committed. Yeah, PC against Brown Sunday at 12. Yeah, Brown. I can't even remember the last time that Brown made the tournament. I don't think they've ever made a tournament during my lifetime. So 7:19 left to go in the first. 10-6 for San Antonio. Gobert being checked out towards the bench. I think he has a scrape on the bottom part of his knee, just being checked out for a brief moment, but he's back on the floor. Hey, what's good? James in the stream. Welcome in. Thanks for joining in, man. Yeah, we just started. Usually we have like a ton more throughout the course of the game. The numbers grow and get bigger throughout the course of the game. So we're just getting started here. We're basically in the first 5 minutes of action. 10-6, Keldon Johnson at the free throw circle, dribbles up to the mid-block, bounce pass down low to Collins, bobbled it, turns it over. Edwards comes out with a steal. Edwards up the floor now, dish out to the wing. Conley takes the 3, rattles in. Mike Conley's second triple made in a night. 10-9 now. Under 7 minutes left to go in the first. Minnesota started off 0 for 5 from the floor. Now 3 for 3 ever since. They'll try it again this possession for San Antonio. Collins, hand off to Johnson. Johnson drives down low, floats up the shot, and he gets fouled. That was over Nickeil Alexander-Walker. So this will be 2 free throws coming up at the line for Keldon Johnson. Some mistakes here by San Antonio. It's just everything that they've been able to go so far in this game with buckets being made. Everything's been at the rim so far for the Spurs. They haven't been able to get anything else. All right, first time out on the floor, 10-9 currently. If you guys are new in the stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. I cover basketball action on the channel here, play-by-play, both NBA, college hoops too. Hey, what's good, Uncle Pizzle? Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, Cleveland looking good right now. I'll go over the scoreboard first time tonight. Yeah, Minnesota's missing 3 players tonight in this game. Jaden McDaniels is one of them. So McDaniels is out. Jordan McLaughlin, I saw he was on the injury report listed out. And then Jalen Clark, one of the two-way players, is listed out tonight. Yeah, Cleveland whipping Orlando currently 50-31 right now for the Cavs. The Magic in a tie for third place currently in the East with Milwaukee right now. Philadelphia, very close game right there against Washington. 51-50 currently with about 3 minutes left to go before halftime. Sixers have a 1-point lead. Pistons taking on the Grizzlies, and Detroit actually might win this game right here. 48-44. Detroit leading by 4 against Memphis. And Memphis having a rough year. 5-14. Detroit 2-18. Didn't even win a single game in the month of November. The Heat up against the Raptors 22-10. And, oh, this is a pretty good game between teams hovering around 500. Hawks lead the Nets 22-18. Right now, Atlanta 9-10, Brooklyn 10-9 for those records. Yeah, I thought so. So, yeah, that was before I was born. Like, basically a decade before I was born. So, 1986, the last time Brown made the tournament. Yeah, they aren't really known as, like, a basketball school. I'm a Celtics fan. If you guys didn't know, I'm actually a Celtics fan. I'm from Massachusetts, but I cover all different teams for NBA, college basketball. I usually do whatever the one is on national TV because that's what I get in my package for like the TV games. Hey, what's good? Woo Pig, welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, UNC right now is up to number 9 in the rankings. They've got a big turnaround for them this year for UNC. Hockey from home, welcome back in, bud. So we come back from the timeout. 6:39 left to go in the first. 2 shots at the free throw line. First one's good by Keldon Johnson. And Jeremy Sohan will check into the game first time today. So right now, Wemby currently in the bench. Second one's good. Also, Trey Jones in the floor for the first time tonight. Yeah, Michigan State right now is 4-4. Lost against Wisconsin last night. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, top of the key, takes the 3. He makes it 12-12 now. They were trailing early on for Minnesota. Now they've tied it up. Trey Jones at the elbow, sends it over to Johnson at the Target Center logo. Keldon Johnson bounced past to Collins. Collins at the right elbow, guarded by Gobert. Collins working his way inside the low post. Collins, tough shot, right-handed hook right there, and able to score right over Gobert for 2. Very difficult shot, but able to make it. It was off balance as well, off the right-handed hook for Zach Collins. Gobert at the left baseline. That's Cat down low. Cat powers his way inside the post, and Cat able to score for 2. 14 all. 5.5 left to go in the first right now. Scoring response for both of these teams. Collins at the free throw circle. Collins looking to pass it off, moves it out to the wing, almost threw it out of bounds, but Trey Jones able to jump it, come up with it. Jones kick out to the corner. Sohan guarded at the corner, lost it off his shoe. That's a turnover. San Antonio tears it over, lost the dribble right there by Jeremy Sohan. Lob down low, Gobert double team, snags it. Gobert over Sohan, throws it down with a 2-handed jam over Sohan right there in the low post. And a timeout taken on the floor now by San Antonio. 16-14, Minnesota grabs their first lead in the night. Off the entry pass, Rudy Gobert double-teamed Jeremy Sohan and Trey Jones, and then Trey Jones just decided not to help out off the double, and he was in no man's land, and Sohan left to fear for himself there against Rudy, and Rudy just attacks the rim and tears it down with a 2-handed flush. 12.5-point favorites in this game for Minnesota. This looks like the turnaround right here based on the start of this one. San Antonio was off to a good start. But right now, Minnesota able to find their groove after a very slow start, struggling to shoot the ball. Yeah, Celtics having a great year. This Minnesota team was the first team to beat Boston this year. They took them into overtime, and Minnesota won against Boston. And Minnesota's won against some really good teams this year. I jotted down some of the teams that they won against. They crushed Denver. That that was like the first time we're like, wow, this T-Wolves team is actually legit this year. Back on November 1st, they crushed Denver 110-89, and then they followed that up. They beat the Celtics in overtime. A couple of games later, they beat Philly by 13. They beat Golden State twice this year. They're 8-2 against teams with a 500-plus record for them. So that right now, that record's best in the NBA. They're 15-4. That's the best record in the entire NBA. Hey, what's good, Vegas? Welcome back in, man. Yep, Tom Izzo, come March time, they always seem to find a way come March. Like, recently their seed's been pretty bad. I think they were a 10 seed, I believe. I believe they're, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they were a 10 seed 2 years ago, and they won against Davidson in that first round matchup. That was 2 years ago that they played against Davidson, and then last year they upset Marquette in that 7-versus-2 matchup in the second round. Let's see here. So Minnesota, they started off 1-2 to start off the season. They lost against the Raptors, lost against the Hawks, lost against the Suns, and lost against the Kings. So those are the teams that they've lost against this year. So Minnesota's yet to play the Pacers so far. Yeah, they beat Philly, they beat New York, Golden State 2 times in a row, the Pelicans by 21, the Celtics, they crushed the Nuggets. Oh yeah, Celtics lost against the Pacers on Monday. Yeah, 122-112. So it's the Pacers and the Bucks who's in the semifinals tomorrow for the play-in, and then the Pelicans against the Lakers in the Western semis for the in-season tournament for tomorrow. All right, back to action. 4:55 left to go before halftime. San Antonio with the basketball, down by 2. Keldon Johnson at the mid-block puts up the shot. Too strong off the glass, no good. And Karl-Anthony Towns comes up with a defensive rebound. Up the floor goes Minnesota. Naz Reid fires the pass across the court. Left corner 3 off the back rim. Missed, no good by Nickeil Alexander-Walker as the rebound gets collected by Collins. Baseline drive out to the corner. It will be moved on to the top. An open 3 and no good. Keldon Johnson having a tough game so far right now. Missed another shot. He was open straight away from 3. The T-Wolves will slow down possession. Cat attacks downhill. Double team. No, nice dump off down low. Ball gets blocked though out of bounds. Looking to send it to Naz Reid, but some strong defense down inside. Zach Collins down there defending Naz Reid. Kyle Anderson will be the inbound passer here underneath for Minnesota. 2-point lead approaching the 4-minute mark left to go in the first. Inbound goes to Reid. Reid took the jumper off the back rim, no good. Loose ball inside the key, gets picked up by Julian Champagnie for San Antonio. Champagnie outside finds Trey Jones. Going to slow down the tempo here for the Spurs. Collins, Jones, Champagnie, Brandham, and Sohan. The 5 of the floor. Jones taking it right to the rim, and he scores in the layup. 16 all right now. Good response to that possession by San Antonio. Kyle Anderson with Karl-Anthony Towns, Troy Brown Jr., Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Naz Reid. 5 players on the floor currently for Minnesota. Naz Reid splits defenders right to the rim, able to score the layup with a right hand up and in off the backboard. 18-16, right back driving to the rim goes San Antonio with a bucket, and the Spurs able to even it up That is Trey Jones, back-to-back layups for him for the Spurs. 16 to 8 points in the paint in favor of San Antonio. Kick to the corner, 3 in the air, off the rim, no good. Missed by Minnesota, tipped by Towns, and we get a huge collision underneath. They're going to call it on Towns. Over the back call picked up. It will go right back to San Antonio. Towns. Or did he get the putback after that? Him and Sohan, yeah, that's going to be offensive. So, over the back call picked up by Towns. He had got the basket. They waved it off, though. They called him over the back off the tip-in over Sohan as San Antonio floats up the shot, tapped out of bounds. Yeah, Mississippi Valley State still right now a D1 program. Inbound, Branham, bounce pass to the corner. Branham had some strong games during the Summer League. Accelerates, good burst of speed right there. Trey Jones could have finished, but the putback is there for Zach Collins, able to clean it up. 20 to 18 right now. The Spurs holding their own. Collins with 8 points so far. As Anderson attacks, gets to the rim, and Anderson gets fouled. So 2 free throws coming up at the line for Kyle Anderson. So it looks like Juan Soto is yet to be traded yet, but looks like the talks for him to come to the Yankees are like ramping up. They're intensifying. It's very close, but it hasn't been certain yet. So Kyle Anderson, 2 shots here at the free throw line from Minnesota. First one missed off the mark. Second one here is good. Greg, welcome back in, man. Yeah, he's had a pretty good year for Wemby. He's scoring around like 19 points per game. He hasn't had like the best efficiency this year. They're having him like try out like a bunch of stuff, and like the shot selection for the Spurs team is like way off. Like they can't. What I've seen so far through the first like 8+ minutes for the San Antonio team, they're having a lot of difficulty making baskets from like 10 feet plus. Like everything that they've done so far in this game has basically been at the rim. So yeah, he's really struggled with efficiency, but he's been able to put up points for Wemby. I saw he's got 4 straight games in a row that he scored 20+ points for Wemby. He had, I believe it was 38 points like early on in the season. Like he's well ahead of schedule, but averaging 19 for a rookie, that's not bad at all. Like especially with the expectations of what he was coming into for this year. And then Chet has been like alien for him this season, what he has done. His first full year for Chet for OKC. And Naz Reid floats it up and he scores, drops it in for 2. 21 to 20, 1:45 left to go in the first. Trey Jones running the point here for San Antonio. Bounce pass over to Sohan. Sohan dribbles up inside the key. Sohan working on Gobert. Bounce pass over to Jones. Swings over to Sohan, up fake. 5 in the shot clock. Sohan spin move. Jumper. Mid-range. Swoosh. There you go. Able to connect on a shot right there by Jeremy Sohan from the deep part of the key. 22-21. Outside and Naz Reid dribbles up inside. Oh, nice move right past Wemby to the cup right there with a left-handed layup. Little stutter step by Naz Reid to the hole. 20 to 22 points tonight for San Antonio. Scored in the paint. Sohan at the right elbow. Swings it on top over to Champagny. Moves it out to Branham. Off to Wemby. Wemby at the free throw circle. Double team. Dumps it over to Sohan. Turn around. Blocked by Anderson. Gobert comes up with a basketball. Minnesota 1-point lead. Looking to add to it. Final minute left to go in the first. Kyle Anderson outside finds Edwards. Edwards at the right elbow. Bounce pass off the roll down. Gobert soars up and he jams it down with a 2-handed flush. Off the assist right there by Edwards. 25-22. 30 seconds left to go in the first right now. Really good game so far between these two teams. Look like San Antonio is going to let it slip away early. Sohan tries a three off the back from no good. Offensive rebound, Wemby. Wemby going backdoor, and he gets denied by Anderson. Outlet pass. Too strong, looking for Troy Brown Jr. up the floor, and the fastball goes out of bounds. Yeah, I saw that. So BC basically in a home bowl game against SMU. Yeah, there's a lot of like teams that's playing like close for bowl games. I actually think that's great what they've done this year. Because it helps out the local audience like go to the game instead of like two random teams from like not like have to travel like hours and hours away for those bowl games. So BC is playing in the Fenway Bowl this year. Jumper at the wing, missed off the mark, no good for San Antonio. 3 seconds left to go, and a jumper at the buzzer, too tall off the glass, missed by Troy Brown Jr. And we close out at the end of the first. 25-22 defensive battle between these two teams in this first quarter, and a lot of deep range shots being missed so far. A lot of tough shots. Shot making last night in the Bucks against Knicks game, that was incredible in the first half. This one has been like all defense. Both of these teams have had the looks. They just haven't been able to put the ball in the basket tonight. I'll go with Kobe right there, but Anthony Edwards is something special. Like every single year, he's just kept on rising his game. Hey, what's good, Alex? Welcome back in. Mario, glad to have you back in the stream. So first quarter through the book so far, Zach Collins leading the way for San Antonio. He's got 8 points for Collins. It's on 4 for 7 shooting. Basically, the bulk of their points, like almost all their points, have been scored in the paint in this game. They've scored 20 to 22 from the paint so far tonight for San Antonio. Yet to make a 3, 0 for 6 from 3. Minnesota's 3 for 9. Mike Conley's been the hot hand from the perimeter. Wemby tonight with just 2. Kyle Anderson playing some tough defense down there. He's got they actually didn't charge him on the block. He's altered a couple shots for Anderson. So that layup that Wemby missed, it got statted as a miss that Anderson was able to alter off the reverse hand layup, not block it. But Minnesota able to like balance out the points so far. 6 points by Mike Conley. He's made 2 threes. 6 points by Naz Reid. 5 by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. He made the other 3 in this game. And then 4 by Gobert. Just balance with the points so far. Cat's got 2. Cat's only attempted 1 shot so far. Edwards has yet to even score so far. Edwards made a free throw, and that's it. 0 for 2, 9 minutes played by Edwards tonight. So, Minnesota 3-point lead, and Anthony Edwards hasn't even gone off. Cat hasn't even gone off. Yeah, this is a good sign for Minnesota right now. Just shows how throughout the season their defense right now has been the number 1 defense in the NBA. And fewest points allowed, and these guys are just big, and they're a tough matchup for you. And the Nuggets said that on their championship run last year. They said the only team that they were pushed by was the first round matchup against Minnesota, where the T-Wolves pushed them in that series because of their size. Yeah, hoping someday that UMass football can right the ship sometime and actually do something in the future. It's been a while since their basketball team's done something. They were excellent in like the 90s for UMass. Last time they appeared in the NCAA tournament, they got crushed by Tennessee, and I was a junior in high school. I think that was back in 2013 when they played in the NCAA tournament the last time, so it's been a decade. Back to action, second quarter. Jumper by Tre Jones at the wing, missed off the mark, and now they're 0 for 7 from three-point range for the Spurs. Edwards on the floor with Gobert, Reed, Anderson. Minnesota at the wing with Edwards. Edwards dribbles up inside. The key slices defenders right to the cup, gets contacted and fouled. And 2 free throws coming up at the line here for Anthony Edwards. Also, number 18, Shake Milton, on the floor right now for Minnesota. Yeah, Shake Milton had some pretty good moments over in Philadelphia during his career. Woody, welcome in. Glad to have you back in the stream, man. Probably for tomorrow. I put something in the community tab for tomorrow. 9 o'clock I plan on covering for the in-season tournament tomorrow between the Lakers and the Pelicans. I'll probably do the 5 o'clock one as a join in progress. I get home around like 4:45, 4:50, 5 o'clock-ish. So I'll join it in progress for tomorrow. But the 9 o'clock's guaranteed. When I get home, I'll cover the Pacers Bucks. Unless I have to stay late to work overtime. Sometimes I don't know until I go in if I need to like work overtime or so. So that would put me to like 6 p.m. if I do work overtime. I get home around like 6:45-ish if I work overtime. So tomorrow I know one game is for certain that I plan on covering, the Lakers against Pelicans. The other one I'm probably going to join in progress after I get like home and eat something. First one's good at the free throw line here by Wemby. Wemby tonight up to 3 now. Second free throw, no good off the back rim. Gobert collected a defensive rebound. 4-point lead for Minnesota. 11 minutes left to go before halftime. Shake Milton, edge of the midcourt logo. Lobs it to the left elbow off to Anderson. Anderson, bounce pass off to the cutter. Shake Milton down low. And we have a foul here picked up by San Antonio. So this was not on the shot. It's going to be an inbound coming up for Minnesota. And that gets charged to Tre Jones. He was holding up Shake Milton off his backdoor cut to the hoop. Inbound for the T-Wolves. T-Wolves' best record in the NBA, 15-4. Shake Milton right elbow. Swings it on top over to Naz Reid. Reid takes the 3. Hits the front rim, no good. A rebound controlled by Doug McDermott for San Antonio. Sohan, handoff around the perimeter. Tre Jones moves it out to his right. McDermott off the catch. His shot gets blocked by Anderson. Here goes Minnesota up the floor. Reid, attack, spin move inside the paint, and a bump and a foul. He'll be charged here too. They're going to get Wemby on this call. Yes, they are. So they got Wemby on the reach-in. 10:22 left to go before halftime. It'll be an inbound here on the far side for Minnesota. Yeah, this game started to get a little bit choppy in terms of fouls lately being picked up on the floor. Anderson at the wing. Passes left quarter. Wide open 3. Launching Reid. No good. Skipped around the rim and out. Offensive rebound goes to Gobert. Outside Anderson. Pushes out to the wing. Edwards. Step back 3 in the air. Over McDermott. Hits rim short. And the Spurs collect the defensive rebound. 10 minutes left to go before halftime. Jones up the floor for San Antonio. Tre Jones bursts the speed right to the cup. Altered by Gobert. They get a 5-on-4. Jones is out of the play right now. Edwards over to the top. Milton up fake. Drives on Sohan downhill right to the rim. Off the glass. No good. Tipped up. Offensive rebound. Gobert. Put back chance. Gets fouled. And the clock will stop when 9:46. And once again, it's going to be a personal foul here picked up on the floor. I believe it's charged to Wemby. Going up for the rebound. Working on Gobert. Gobert tipped it up. A lot of contact between the two. And Gobert got poked in the eye as well. Actually, no, it's going to be on Gobert. So that would have been Wemby's second if he picked it up. Referees rolled it actually in the offense on Gobert off the rebound as San Antonio drives downhill, and Devin Vassell, kiss off the glass, scores for two there. 27-25. Cat attacks downhill right to the rim. He scores up and off the backboard with a layup. Basically, it's been all layups in this game for the most part. A couple made threes tonight for Minnesota. Nothing from the perimeter tonight for San Antonio. Wild hook shot missed off the rim, too strong by Sohan. Anderson inside on McDermott. A nice find off the cutter. Backdoor. It's Edwards who scores the layup up and in off the glass. 31-25. Timeout taken on the floor by San Antonio. Anthony Edwards with a beautiful baseline cut. Kyle Anderson with an assist. Able to get Doug McDermott to bite. Going up in the jump shot motion. As he went up into the jump shot motion for Anderson, he dished it underneath to the cutter to Edwards, who scored. What's good, Jason? Welcome back on the stream, man. Glad to have you back in, brother. Yeah, we haven't heard of, like, Cam Thomas that much as of late. Like, he's really cooled off for him. Got out to a great start this season for Cam Thomas. Yeah, I heard about that for Mike McCarthy on Sunday. Questionable to coach this Sunday. We haven't really been able to see like many big shots at all in this game. It's basically been like all layups for both of these teams. San Antonio right now, 11 for 32 shooting. Minnesota's the top defense in the NBA, and they're limiting San Antonio to just 34% shooting right now. And then Minnesota, 12 for 26, 46% shooting. They've made 3 threes. Mike Conley's made 2 out of the 3. Just there's barely been any like deep range shots compared to the last game. Like I covered that Bucks-Knicks game last night, and that was fire offensively. Like both of those teams exploded last night. This has just been just a grind of a battle for both of these teams. Quick update here with the other games going on throughout the NBA. Cavs leading the Magic at halftime, 65-52. Pistons looking like they have a chance to pick up a win tonight. The Pistons leading the Grizzlies, 69-61. Wizards up over the Sixers, 75-73. A couple underdogs here right now winning these games at the moment. Washington 3-16 record, Detroit 2-18 record, Miami leading Toronto 51-48, Nets in the close one against the Hawks 41-39, Brooklyn, and then the Bulls tipping off against the Hornets 18-15, Chicago Rockets leading Thunder 15-11. Jason with a dono, appreciate it, brother, with a dono. Let's get that dono hype out in the chat for Jason. Yeah, I saw that. That's a big game there for Dallas. That Dallas against Philly this weekend. That's going to be huge. Anthony Edwards with just 5 points tonight. No problem for Minnesota. Able to balance out the points between the rest of the team. They lead by 6 currently in this game right now. I mean, this is a bad sign for San Antonio. San Antonio shooting just 34% from the floor, and Anthony Edwards hasn't even been able to go off yet. Karl Anthony Towns hasn't been able to go off yet in this game for the top 2 scorers. Cat with 4 points, Edwards with 5 as we come back from the timeout. 6-point lead, San Antonio with a possession. Osman over to Vassell. Wemby's back on the floor. Trey Jones moves it out on top. McDermott takes the 3 straight away. Swoosh. Finally, somebody makes a 3 for San Antonio. It's a 3-point game. 8:30 left to go before halftime. Minnesota with a possession. Mike Conley running the point. He's recorded 35 assists to just 5 turnovers during the previous 4 games. Having a great year for Conley at the point. Anthony Towns drives downhill to the rim. Offensive foul. Cat runs right over Seti Osman inside the key. It's a turnover. Three-point game. San Antonio here with a chance to cut it. It's good to see that this game's been close and competitive so far tonight. Both of these teams obviously opposites in the NBA. That's the best possession so far tonight for the Spurs. Wemby found down low off the entry pass. Pivot, turn, scores up and in off the backboard. 31-30. Wemby's up to 5 right now. Bounce pass in the corner. Missed the mark. It's a turnover by Minnesota. Conley couldn't squeeze it at the left corner. Naz Reid fired a fastball off the bounce pass. Couldn't squeeze it as it rolled out of bounds. Chance to take the lead here for the Spurs. Trey Jones off to Wemby. Jacks up the 3. Off the front from no good. Had a great look. He was wide open but too short. 7.5 left to go before halftime. Baseline drive. Conley. Reid back over to Milton this time at the wing. Over to Reid. Reid takes the 3 off the mark. No good. Offensive rebound. Towns. Back to Reid. Reid inside the key. Right past Wemby. Scores in the layup. We've seen that a couple times. Naz Reid able to beat Wemby off the dribble down low. Dish out to the corner off the skip pass. Devin Vassell takes it and he makes it from downtown. 33-33. Great find right there with an assist by Doug McDermott. 7 minutes left to go before halftime. Cat with a 3. Laser beam. He delivers. Now, finally, the scoring able to pick up. Karl-Anthony Towns, he's up to 7 currently. Trey Jones, top of the key here, looking for a response for San Antonio. 6:45 left to go before halftime. Wemby at the mid-block. Wemby working on Cat. Backs his way. Wemby, pivot, tough shot, fall away. No good off the side of the rim. A rebound controlled by Minnesota. Up the floor, quick 3, Edwards. Routed out, Wemby collects the defensive rebound. Both of these teams just going quick. And not many passes. The ball just hasn't been able to move between these two teams in the recent possessions. This time it will. Out to the wing, out to the corner. Trey Jones with a 3. Off the rim, no good. Missed the mark. That was a great extra pass, though, by McDermott. Naz Reid at the top, moves over to Towns. Towns drives downhill. Towns bumped into and fouled. They're going to call him, they call him on a travel, actually. Wow, they called him on the travel before he got bumped into. Too many steps right there by Cat, and he turns it over. Wow. I thought they were going to go into a shooting foul right there, but Cat, he tried to sell it, but he traveled with the basketball before he got contacted. So that's a turnover. It will go right back to the Spurs. 6 minutes left to go before halftime. McDermott flings it out to the wing off to Vassell. Vassell towards his right around the perimeter. Vassell, 8 on the shot clock. Launches a 3. Swoosh. He hits it. Devin Vassell, bang, bang from downtown. 36-36. If you guys are new to the stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Ring the notification bell as well. This one's been a great one so far. Anderson floats up the shot inside the key. Missed off the mark, no good. And the Spurs collect a defensive rebound. McDermott lobs it off to Collins. Back into the hands now of Vassell. Drives baseline. Underneath, he scores. Going backdoor with a layup. San Antonio with a 2-point lead. 3-16 record. They haven't won a game since November the 2nd. Over a month span. 14 straight losses in a row. For my prediction, I would have taken Minnesota in this game. Based on how the T-Wolves have been rolling, this is a home game for Minnesota, and San Antonio has been struggling. It hasn't really been Wemby tonight in this game. It's been a collective unit for San Antonio. Devin Vassell having an excellent game. He's got 12 points by Vassell. Yeah, this is a turning point here for San Antonio. If they're able to win this game, they can they're most likely they're looking at another top draft pick that they can pair up for Wemby, but this one definitely could be a confidence booster for the future because Minnesota's right now, they're the top team in all of the NBA. That's a nice pass. What a dime. Zach Collins scores in the layup. Doug McDermott, the fastball down low with an assist. He's had a couple of key assists so far tonight from McDermott in this game. Actually, check that. That was number 18, Osman, who came up with the assist. Both of them have been excellent tonight with a couple of key plays down low. 2 assists now by Osman, and McDermott off the bench. He has got he's got 1 assist on, I think it was that corner 3 that they made. 2 shots here at the free throw line by Mike Conley. First one's good. Minnesota now on the bonus. Conley with 7 now tonight. We got 4:38 left to go before halftime. Second one's good. Yeah, one of the things I'm looking to add into the future when I have like a chance, probably upcoming like later this month, is that I'm looking to see if I can possibly add like a time on the scoreboard for the time what I done for some of the special live streams for the football live streams. Missed shot down low by Collins out of the play. They got numbers here for Minnesota off the rebound. Cat takes up the floor, flings it off to the wing. Conley launches a 3, halfway down, no good. Skipped around the rim and out. Rebound controlled by San Antonio. Osman takes it up the floor. Ball got poked loose, got it back though, over to Johnson. Johnson launches at the wing, missed off the back rim, no good. Tipped up, and the rebound controlled by Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Minnesota. He attacks downhill, right to the rim, scores coast to coast. Finishes with a layup. 40-40, down to 3:45 left to go before halftime. Devin Vassell leads the way for San Antonio. He's got 12. And Minnesota top scorer, 8 points between Naz Reid and Mike Conley so far tonight. Edwards got 5. Slicing defenders downhill to the rim. Keldon Johnson with a layup. 42-40. Defensive battle of a game so far tonight. Both of these teams just haven't been able to make deep shots in this matchup. Skip pass, right corner. Troy Brown Jr. flings it out on top. Anderson out to the wing. Conley jacks up the 3. Off the back of no good. Tipped up into the hands to Osman for the defensive rebounds. Approaching the 3-minute mark left to go before halftime. 3 up the floor. Swoosh. Doug McDermott drills the triple. San Antonio largest lead tonight, 45-40. Wow. What a comeback for them. They were trailing at one point, late stage or early stage of the second quarter for San Antonio. They were trailing down as many by 6 at one point. I believe it was 32-26 the score was for the largest lead in this game, and now it's 45-40 San Antonio, flipping the switch. And we got a timeout taken here on the court. 2:56 left to go before halftime. Wow, San Antonio hanging in right now. 14 games they've lost in a row, but against the top team in the NBA, chance here to flip it to a victory tonight. Things looking good right now for the Spurs at the moment. If you guys are new in the stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can incorporate it in the future. I feel like it would be easier for me for these NBA streams because a lot of the teams I have the players already memorized for the NBA streams. Yeah, definitely going to be much tougher for the college streams, especially when we get to the tournament and we got a Power 5 school going up against the mid-major, and I've never seen the roster of the mid-major until the tournament game that they have. That's going to be fun. I'll be having one hand at a time. I'll have the score box up, and then I usually go with roster sheets throughout these games too, in case I don't know any of the players. Usually I have basically the bulk of these players down and memorized either way, but for college sometimes you have to look at it quite a bit for the rosters when it comes, especially teams that I'm dealing with, new first year players and or transfers, a team that's got all transfers or so. That's always fun. Yeah, I'd say the toughest teams for me when I'm announcing are the teams that the stats just don't line up for those teams. Like if there was one of the teams that I dealt with basketball last year. It was for my in-person broadcast that they went like 15 guys deep, and they would have a line change every like 2-3 minutes. So I looked at the stats for the players, and everybody's points were basically balanced out, and all the minutes were balanced out. You had like 15 guys throughout the lineup that were averaging around 18 minutes per game. There was no star player in the team. There was there was no like lead scorer. Everybody balanced out the 15 minutes. You got 5 guys in, 5 guys out every 2-3 minutes in the game. It was crazy, and they would just keep on pushing tempo. This school was a D3 school. They averaged like 102 points per game for college basketball. They were number 2 in the nation behind Grinnell in points scored per game for D3, but they were also the worst defense in all of D3 college hoops. They averaged like 102 points per game, but they allowed, I think, like 115 for a college game. It was ridiculous. Like they would go every single possession full court pressure, and they put 5 new guys in every like 2-3 minutes. They do like a full line change for their substitutions. Like, not only was it a pain for me, but also the people statting it at the stat table. That was a nightmare for them, for that team specifically. Back to action. Both of the free throws good for Minnesota. Collins receives the lob, triple teamed in the key, moves down on top. McDermott jacks up the 3. Oh, he hits another one. Doug McDermott laser beam straight away from the top of the key as he rips through another triple. 2:30 left to go before halftime. McDermott now in 9. He's made 3 threes. This is after a really cold start from the perimeter by San Antonio. To start off this game, they finally found their perimeter stroke. Outside, it will go to the left corner. Conley up, fake, dribbles inside the key. Conley floats it up with the right hand. Off the back rim, no good. Rebound control by Collins. Zach Collins having a pretty solid game tonight. 10 points, 4 rebounds. Sohan drives right baseline. Sohan underneath, couldn't finish. Offensive rebound. Sohan turn around, right hook. Altered by Cat as it will go back to Minnesota. 2 minutes before halftime. And Timberwolves turned it over. Alexander Walker, bad pass in the key. Eurostep Sohan blocked out of bounds on a layup attempt. Kyle Anderson getting back defensively, same as Troy Brown Jr. Minnesota's defense, that's the reason why this is only a 6-point game currently and not more. They making a lot of tough opportunities for San Antonio in this game. The Spurs shooting around 42%. Minnesota at the moment 4 total blocks. The Spurs with 1. Bounce pass right to the rim. On the layup is off the inbound. That is Keldon Johnson who scores the layup. That is the easiest bucket of the game tonight for San Antonio off the ensuing inbounds. And McDermott picks up a foul in transition here up the floor. This will send the T-Wolves to the free throw line, shooting 2. In the bonus, Mike Conley back at the free throw line. Mike Conley tonight currently has himself 8 points. Top scorer at the moment, Karl-Anthony Towns. He's got 9. Conley, one more can tie him. He does. $12 points by Devin Vassell, 10 by Zach Collins. Wemby, just 5 points on 2 for 7 shooting tonight. And Collins having a low-key game. And also Doug McDermott providing 9 points, making 3 threes off the bench. Second free throw is good. 1:30 left to go before halftime. Mike Conley first T-Wolf up to double figures with 10 points. Missed 3 at the wing by McDermott. Rebound control by Minnesota. Shoveled on top over to Towns. Towns lost control of the basketball. Far side of the floor. Vassell, though, could not complete the steal as it went off Vassell's hands out of bounds next to the scorer's table. Been an excellent game tonight. San Antonio 6-point lead for a team with a 3-16 record, up by 6 against the top team in the NBA, Minnesota, record of 15-4. Naz Reid underneath scores the layup, up and in going, backdoor off the glass. 4-point game right now. Final minute left to go before halftime. Devin Vassell at the left wing sends it off left corner. Goes over to Johnson. Lob off to Wemby. Wemby with just 5. Wemby pivot left hand and gets fouled by Reid. Now they will say that this is on the reach, it looks like, for Naz Reid, or on the shot. It will be on the shot, actually. Wow, so this is going to send Wemby to the free throw line. So 2 shots by Wemby. First one's no good. Missed the free throw. And check that, they're in the bonus. So that foul put San Antonio into the bonus. It was a little bit late to load it onto the graphic screen. That's why it didn't look like it was on the shot. But he went to the free throw line, as that is part of the limit right now in this quarter. Second free throw is good. 6 points by Wemby currently. Tough efficiency today, just 2 for 7 shooting from the floor, 6 points, 4 rebounds. Bounce pass in the middle. Naz Reid had it poked, deflected, got it back though at the low block. Reid shovels out to the wing, open 3 in the air. Conley off the rim, no good. Wemby collects the defensive rebound. 35 seconds left. Wemby brings up the floor. Top of the key. Wembanyama dribbles, drives, dump out to the corner. Collins takes the open 3. Off the rim, no good. Conley soars up for the defensive rebound. This could be the final possession before halftime. We shall see. Minnesota's going to slow it down. Down by 5, 2-second differential. Shot clock and game clock before halftime. Shot clock at 10, game clock at 12. Conley bounce pass off the roll down. Reid flings it out to the corner. Quarter 3 in the air, missed off the mark. No good by Alexander Walker. 3 seconds remaining. San Antonio with it. Quick up the floor. Johnson weaving his way right to the defense. Oh, he scores at the buzzer. Coast to coast. Right through the teeth of the defense. Zigzag. Keldon Johnson at the buzzer. Capitalizes at the horn for San Antonio to take the 7-point lead going into recess. Johnson around the defense, coast to coast off the rebound, and there were 3 defenders at the end that he was working on, and floated up the runner over the top of the fingertips of Naz Reid, who couldn't swat it. And going into halftime, a 7-point lead for the 3-16 San Antonio Spurs. Right now, going into half, over the 15-4 Minnesota Timberwolves. What a start to this game in the first half of action. This game has certainly lived up to its hype tonight on national TV. Wow. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe. Actually, I'll go back on the main one right here. Ring the notification bell as well, if you guys would like to be notified for future live streams. Tomorrow I plan on covering probably both of the games for tomorrow. I know for certain I plan on covering the 9 o'clock game between the Lakers and the Pelicans tomorrow night. The 5 o'clock one will probably be a join in progress, so I most likely won't start the stream at the very start between the Pacers and the Bucks, because I'll be getting home from work around that time. So I'll join it in progress most likely when I do get home. If I don't stream it, that means that I was asked to work overtime tomorrow at work. So if it's in that case, I'll just cover the 9 o'clock one, but it's probably going to be a join in progress after I get home, after I eat for the Bucks against Pacers for tomorrow. That's a very random, like a weird and random time they put it on at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, you guys, the legends, appreciate it. Uncle Pizzle, Mario, welcome back in, guys. Yeah, Mario likes that ending right there to the half. Twin City Bulldog Club on the stream, welcome aboard. Thanks for joining in. Wow, the Magic have come on back in that game. Cleveland leads 77-70 with 7 minutes left to go in the third right now. Pistons, they might actually win tonight. The Pistons just had the lead, and then it just evaporated. Desmond Bane, 36 points from Memphis currently, 85-84. Memphis just made a 3 to go on top by 1. Sixers leading the Wizards at the end of the third quarter, 99-95. Joel Embiid, monster night from him, 39 points, 11 rebounds currently by Embiid tonight. Raptors and Heat, this is a close game currently. The Raptors lead at the half, 66-64 over Miami. And then another close game between the Hawks and the Nets, 56-53. Atlanta, 3-point lead at the half. Bulls leading the Hornets currently. Chicago 37, Charlotte 29. And a couple other games going on. Rockets 10-point lead over the Thunder, 42-32. Chet Holmgren already 3 blocks in the first half. And then Dallas leading Utah. This game just started 13-4. So those are games going on currently right now. And Paulo Banchero got 29 points for Orlando. Donovan Mitchell has 25 for Cleveland in that game. I haven't even got to the college scoreboard yet, but let's see here. Tyrese Maxey drilled a 3-point shot at the buzzer from midcourt to go into halftime. So we see here the replay. This is what's happening tonight. What's been popping with the other games. Tyrese Maxey half-court buzzer beater for Philadelphia. Put the score 62-60 at halftime. And that could be a really meaningful shot throughout the course of this game. Right now, Philly with a 4-point lead, 99-95 against Washington. Yeah, the Magic's having a really good year this season. Able to battle back against Cleveland tonight. Right now, Orlando's third place in the East. Oh, this is a really good game for college tonight. Marquette looking to bounce back. Marquette's ranked 8th in the nation. They lead Texas 39-28. Clemson, this is a good game. Both of these teams are undefeated. Both of the teams' rivals. Clemson ranked at 24. At home, they're trailing to South Carolina, though. South Carolina leading 30-23 against Clemson. Houston ranked 3rd in the nation. Houston's just destroying their opponents this season in the non-conference slate. Right now, taking care of Rice at the half, 34-18. Miami, big win for them. Final minute against Long Island University. Miami scored the first 22 points, I believe, in that game. They started off 22-0. Yeah, the Canes lead 97-45 from Miami over LIU. And oh, wow. Big Ten game going on tonight. Maryland, 1-point lead against Penn State. 50-49. That's concerning for Maryland right now. Penn State in a rebuilding year this year with a new head coach. Yeah, really concerning. Maryland hasn't had the best season this year for college hoops. Yeah, right now they're just 4-4. Let's see if I can track down what they've done so far, because they're usually pretty good. Last year, Maryland got off to a great start, so this is what they've done this year. They have wins over Mount St. Mary's, UMBC, South Alabama, Rider, and yikes, they've got some really bad losses. They lost against Davidson, lost against UAB, lost against Villanova, which has lost against 3 mid-major teams themselves, and then lost their conference opener against Indiana. That's really concerning for Maryland. And Penn State also 4-4. So they're having a tough season themselves this year. Yikes, they lost against Bucknell. There's been a plethora of teams for college hoops that's lost against mid-majors this year. Those two that I just said lost against a mid-major. Penn State has some pretty bad losses. Texas A&M's ranked, lost against them. Then they lost against Butler, lost against VCU. Butler isn't supposed to contend in the Big East, I don't think, this year. And then they lost against Bucknell. Wow, here goes another upset. Power 5 losing against mid-major. San Francisco leading Vanderbilt 43-29. That's nothing new. Vanderbilt has got upset a lot against mid-majors. San Francisco was in the tournament 2 years ago. They played Murray State in the opening round. Ohio State, they're going to get ranked sometime soon. 77-55. They lead over Miami of Ohio tonight. Wow, that's so sad. Yeah, that's terrible, man. Sergio Brown pleading not guilty. Definitely going to be brought up with the whole CTE thing, like, constantly now. He's... Yeah, just so sad. We got our first snowfall today over where I am, so didn't accumulate to anything. I saw other parts of the state, though, it started to accumulate. But yeah, first snowfall happening on December 6th of this year. Both of these teams struggling to connect on shots so far tonight. This has been a defensive battle in that first half. San Antonio actually has made more threes than Minnesota. 5 for 18 from the perimeter by San Antonio. 4 for 20 from Minnesota. That was not the case throughout most of the first half. San Antonio could not buy a three in the entire first quarter. And then Doug McDermott, he came alive from the bench, drilling down 3 made threes in the second quarter for McDermott. He's got 9 points off the bench. Top scorer, 12 points by Devin Vassell. Vassell's made 2 threes tonight. 10 points each by Zach Collins and Keldon Johnson. Going into halftime, Johnson scored the bucket at the buzzer for San Antonio to up the lead to 7 at halftime. This is a promising sign here for San Antonio. And I was saying before, when Minnesota was leading and Anthony Edwards only had 5 points at the time, that this is a really good sign for Minnesota, that they're leading, and Cat and Anthony Edwards haven't been able to go off yet, but they still hold the lead. But right now, that's not the case currently. Mike Conley, 10 points. Naz Reid with 10 from the bench. And then, yeah, Edwards still got 5, but the Spurs able to get a couple of key players scoring and surpassing them lately. And Cat's up to 9. Gobert's got 4. Will the Spurs tank this game? If so, what quarter? I'd probably go with a 4th in this game. If they choke a lead in this one, it's going to be in the 4th quarter. Minnesota, though, with the turnovers, they turned it over 9 times. That's also been an issue tonight in this game. It hasn't been an issue for them this season. They've done a good job taking care of the basketball for the T-Wolves. Yeah, Mike Conley definitely has not been the issue. He's got 0 turnovers. He's been excellent this year. Barely has turned over the basketball this season for Conley. He's number 2 in the NBA in assist-to-turnover ratio. But Cat's turned it over 3 times. Edwards turned it over 3 times in the first half. A couple passes that they just missed the mark of their teammates. So a couple more minutes, we'll get back to action here in this game. If you guys are new to the stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Right now at halftime, currently in the Pistons, they were holding on to a lead against the Grizzlies, and that is now evaporated 99-88. Grizzlies an 11-point lead against the Pistons currently. Feel free to hit us up in the chat who you guys like tonight in this one here, Spurs or T-Wolves. Right now just at halftime currently. Yeah, I'm actually feeling fine right now. Just been a long half. Okay, we're going to start the third quarter like any minute from now. Yikes, Cam Thomas, negative 10 fantasy points. He got out to an excellent start. He's in a massive shooting slump for him right now. Gee. Yeah, I think I had Keldon Johnson playing in one of my fantasy leagues tonight, and he got off to a really slow start for Johnson, but just hit the buzzer beater. Johnson's up to 10 points currently, and getting into a groove lately for Keldon Johnson. The Spurs defense keying in, making it difficult for Minnesota in the first half of action. A lot of key passes for San Antonio down underneath the hoop. We saw Devin Vassell with an assist over to Wemby as he was able to pivot, turn, put it up and in. Wemby tonight, he's not been the focal point of the scoring. 6 points by Wemby. It's been Devin Vassell's night tonight. 12 points by Vassell. Keldon Johnson, 10 points, same as Zach Collins. Here's the time, though, San Antonio, if they want to pick up a victory, snap their 14-game losing streak. Good opportunity to do so. They haven't won in over a month. Back to action. Minnesota with the basketball first, right to left on the floor as we start off quarter number 3 of action. Cat, step back 3 at the wing. Missed off the mark, no good. Rebound control by Johnson for San Antonio. 7-point lead for the Spurs. Vassell on the floor with Collins, Johnson, Osman, and also Wemby. That's the 5 on the floor currently for San Antonio. Missed jumper at the free throw circle there by Vassell. Jumper by Edwards inside the key. Missed off the mark. No good. A rebound control by Wemby. Second possession now for San Antonio to open up the third. Keldon Johnson dribbles up to the mid-block. Bounce pass behind his back over to Collins. Collins drives downhill right on Gobert. No good. Tipped up off the rim. Missed off the mark. And Gobert collects the defensive rebound. Tough defense right there by Rudy. Looking like he could very well be the defensive player of the year once again this year in the NBA. Mike Conley at the top of the key. He's on the floor with Edwards, Gobert, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Karl Anthony Towns. Cat drives baseline. Dish over to Rudy. Swings it on top. Conley launches a 3, and he hits it. Mike Conley drills the triple straight away. It's a 4-point game. Conley's been efficient tonight from downtown. 13 points, top scorer in the game. Conley just made his third 3-point shot. 3 for 6 from the perimeter. Collins at the top. Dribbles up now to the free throw circle. Bounce pass off the cutter. Looking for Wemby. Tried to thread the needle. The ball went out of bounds. And it was last touched by San Antonio. So Collins trying to do too much right there. Looking to thread the needle to a cutting Wemby. Cutting backdoor to the hoop, but couldn't convert on the pass. Mike Conley, 13 points, 0 turnovers for him tonight. Been excellent. Edwards at the free throw circle, up fake. Edwards sneaks up, floats up the shot, missed off the front rim. Rebound controlled by Vassell. Just a little bit too much he tried to do right there for Edwards. That's the only thing. Like, he's got another gear in his system that a lot of players don't have, but just that possession there, just tried to do too much. At the free throw circle, went for an up fake, and then he tried to lean in with the shot, and it missed well short. Turnover up the floor just a moment ago by the Spurs. So Minnesota has it back. 10 minutes left to go in the third. Edwards slides it off to his right into the hands to Conley. Bounce pass off the roll down off to Gobert. Gobert gets fouled. 9:51 left to go, and this will send Rudy Gobert to the free throw line shooting 2. First one's good. Just a really good matchup tonight. Did not expect this. The worst team in the West going up against the top team in the West. And right now, 15th in the West, leading by 2. Second one's good. 9:45 remaining in the third. Pass midcourt with Osman. Lobs it over to Collins. Collins, top of the free throw circle with a lot of space. Won't take that shot, though. Pass over to Johnson. Johnson floats up the shot off the back row. Wemby tried to collect the rebound through traffic. Got it stripped from his hands. T-Wolves with the ball back. Alexander Walker off to Edwards. Touch pass right corner. Bounce pass Conley. Underneath over to Gobert. Throws it down. Two-handed flush. That's how you move the ball right there in that possession. Timeout taken on the floor by San Antonio. 9:25 left to go. Mike Conley, the extra pass. Setting up Rudy Gobert underneath the hoop. Edwards to the corner. Conley dribbled baseline. Bounce pass underneath Gobert. Flushed it right in front of Wemby for 2. What a game we got. 53-53 currently. Hey, what's good? Relaxing music. Welcome back in. Thanks for joining in. If you guys are doing a stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. This has been an excellent game tonight. Minnesota looking to see if they can start to make a run right now. They're at a 7-zip run to start off this third quarter. Yesterday, the Knicks got on a 7-zip run against the Bucks to start off the fourth quarter, and the Bucks completely silenced that and just closed it out with a bang. Milwaukee poured in the points yesterday. I think they had 147 points in that win. That was against the top defense at the time, the Knicks, and now the top defense and fewest points allowed went back to the T-Wolves for them, since the Knicks gave up almost 150 last night. Mike Conley just excellent. It's been great all season long. 13 points tonight, making 3 threes up to that. That's only his first assist. Wow. Really doesn't seem like that, because he's been part of moving the ball around like every single possession. Whenever they've been able to score a bucket frequently, he's been a part of at least pushing the ball to somebody else who is able to pick up that assist. But yeah, he's been excellent this year in the assist column to turnover ratio. He's been one of the top players in the league. Yeah, hopefully this year able to redeem themselves. Yeah, tough one last year, but redemption this year, and they got a good opportunity. Didn't go their way on Monday night, but if they can keep Porzingis healthy, I think they got a really good chance this year. So Conley's got 13, 10 points by Naz Reid. Anthony Edwards having a tough game tonight. Only 5 points on 1 for 7 shooting. A lot of his shots have just looked like he's been forcing up his shots tonight in this game. And Devin Vassell's got 12, 10 each by Collins and Johnson. Wemby having a tough game as well. He's only got 6 points on 2 for 7 shooting. So the Stars tonight in this one, they've struggled. 7-zip run by the T-Wolves to start off the third quarter. San Antonio 0 for 4 in their first 4 shot attempts in the third, looking to finally get themselves on the board in the second half. Back to action, Devin Vassell, the hot hand. He's got 12 tonight. Vassell at the left baseline, off to Collins. Collins at the free throw circle, dribbles up, and Collins commits the turnover. Off the pivot, turnover there by Collins, and it will go right back to Minnesota. 9 minutes left to go in the third. Can Minnesota keep up their hot hand here? Conley off to Edwards. Edwards dish over to Conley. Conley kick out to the corner. Alexander Walker on top. Edwards up fake. Edwards, will he take the three or not? He dribbles up, rises for the J. Halfway down, no good. Rudy Gobert, offensive rebound, tears down the roof. Shaq with a two-handed putback dunk. Rudy been big tonight as a late first lead since the score was 36-33. Largest deficit was 8 at one point for Minnesota, and San Antonio just turned it over. 8:38 remaining. It will go back to the T-Wolves with a 2-point lead. Conley lobs it off to Gobert, back into the hands to Conley, off to Gobert, screen, takes the three around the rim and out. Wemby soars up, grabs the defensive rebound. Up the floor finds Osman. Osman turns the corner inside the paint, kick out to the corner, left corner three, no good. Skipped around the rim and out, missed by Collins, and Minnesota comes up with a board. The T-Wolves over to Cat. Cat lost it inside the key, deflected, turns it over, pass ahead off to Osman on the break here. Seti Osman going backdoor, scores the layup. 55-55 out in transition. 2 points right there off the steal. They'll try again for Minnesota. Edwards outside finds Towns, takes the three, right down the chute, delivers. Cat for the triple. 58-55 Minnesota, 7:45 left to go in a back and forth game. Spurs with it at the top. Collins tried to hand off to Wemby. Cat tried to come up with a steal, couldn't complete it though. Wemby attacks downhill inside the key on Gobert, missed off the glass, no good. And Anthony Towns collects the defensive rebound, up the floor off to Conley. Conley at the left wing. Conley dribbles up, mid-block, floats up the shot. And a whistle and a reach and foul picked up here, charged to San Antonio. 7:26 left to go in the third. And this will bring the ball back to the front court for Minnesota. Near side of the floor, Edwards will be the inbound passer. 17 in the shot clock. Bounce pass goes to Conley. Mike Conley off the Gobert screen. He rolls down. Conley dishes off to the wing. Deflected. Near side out of bounds. And last touch by Vassell. Spurs are right there in this game. They led most of this game. They've held the lead. Conley drives baseline. His pass behind Gobert. It's a turnover. First turnover tonight, charged to Mike Conley, and San Antonio up the floor with another 2 points off a stolen bucket right there. 2 points off the fast break. 58-57. Points off turnovers. Keldon Johnson just made the layup. Under 7 minutes left to go in the third now. The pass in the middle, bobbled in, turnover again by Minnesota off the fingertips and the keel. Alexander Walker on a break off the Euro step, and another layup scored by San Antonio, back-to-back by Keldon Johnson, and the foul. 59-58 and one coming up in the free throw line for Keldon Johnson. Able to swift right past Mike Conley off the Euro step and score, plus the contact. This has been an excellent game. Looked like Minnesota, how they started off the 7-zip run, looked like they were going to take it. Here comes San Antonio roaring back, though. 1 point lead for the Spurs. The free throw is good. Stretching it to 2. 6:45 left to go in the third. A lot of game remaining. Alexander Walker passes off to the middle. Cat back out to Nikhil. Nikhil with a three. That missed. Off the right side of the glass poorly. San Antonio with a possession. Keldon Johnson towards his left. Swings it off to Osman. Keldon Johnson tonight with 15 points. He's currently the top scorer for San Antonio. Osman off the handoff from Collins. Took the three. Skipped around the rim and out. And Minnesota here will burn a timeout. 6:20 left to go in the third. 60-58 the score. And it's been sloppy as of late here. San Antonio able to take advantage of the T-Wolves turnovers as of late, and that's how they've been able to get their buckets tonight. Points in the paint have been critical for the Spurs. Right now they scored 38 out of their 60 points through points in the paint tonight in this game. Also plus the free throws. It's 43 out of 60 via points in the paint or free throws, and then the rest via threes tonight. But that's how they've been able to gel. Over 63% of their points basically scored inside the paint or at the rim in this one so far. What's good, John, in the stream? Welcome in. Thanks for joining in. Yeah, T-Wolves, a couple tough turnovers here recently, and San Antonio was able to score a couple times in the fast break to come back with a lead. Yeah, so the in-season tournament, so the grand prize for the winning team is $500,000. Each player would take home for winning the in-season tournament. For basically like the starters, the superstar players, like that's not really anything for $500,000. But for the bench guys, that means a lot for like any of the guys that's on the bench for the team that's reserves, or guys that's on like two-way contracts. That means a ton for them. But like the big names that we're used to seeing on the courts, that's very little towards their actual paycheck for the $500,000 for the winning team per player. But actually means something towards like guys who only get minutes during like blowouts. Final score alert right here. The Pistons have lost again. 116-102. Grizzlies win over Detroit. Desmond Bane, 49 points tonight from Memphis. And Memphis was trailing throughout most of that game as Detroit loses another one. I think it's now 16 in a row they've lost for the Pistons. Back from the timeouts. Anderson puts up the shot. Missed off the glass. No good for Minnesota as Seti Osman collects the defensive rebounds. Osman on the floor with Trey Jones, Zach Collins, Jeremy Sohan, Keldon Johnson also in the court as well. Jumper for two, and it goes down for San Antonio. 62-58 currently. Keldon Johnson's got 15 at the moment. Zach Collins now with 12. Making the shot, and the layup is made right back by Kyle Anderson. 2-point game once again with 5.5 remaining in the third. Hand off to Osman. Yeah, basically mainly like so many people, like everybody here in the chat, like we would absolutely love that. But in like NBA terms, like those guys are out there making like the star players like 30 million or so. That's barely any money in terms of like their paycheck. But like so many others, I mean, that just alters their life right there. 5 minutes left to go in the third. Inbound goes to San Antonio. Osman takes the three, comes up short as Gobert collects the rebound. Rudy Gobert tonight, he's got himself now 10 points, 10 rebounds, and a double-double. Step back, thought about it, was Conley. At the top of the key, it goes to Edwards. Edwards with a really slow shooting game tonight. Edwards takes the three, and he drills it. Big-time triple by Ant right there. He's got himself now 8. That's only his second made field goal of the night. And he can heat up in bunches at any time. 1-point lead for Minnesota. Trey Jones leaves it off for Sohan. Sohan shovels out to Collins. Collins turns the corner inside the key. Collins over Gobert. No good. Collins, second chance, missed over Gobert. That is just stellar defense right there by Rudy. Up the floor. Bounce pass ahead of the pack. Kyle Anderson throws it down with a two-handed flush in transition for the T-Wolves. 65-62. Minnesota coming on back in this one. And a timeout taken on the floor by Coach Pop for San Antonio. What a game. Defense transitioning into offense. Zach Collins, point-blank range at the rim, missed both of the times over Rudy Gobert. Just locking him down, and then coming up with a rebound for Minnesota. Up the floor, found Kyle Anderson behind the defense. Tore down the Rushak in transition with a two-handed flush. What a game. 65-62, 4:10 left to play in the third. 13 points by Conley, 12 by Towns. Towns almost with a double-double. He's got 9 rebounds, 10 points, 10 boards by Gobert, 10 points from the bench by Reed. Got 4 guys in double figures currently. Edwards going to get there very soon as well. Edwards, 8.6 assists tonight, leading the team in total assists at the moment. Nikhil Alexander-Walker with 7. Keldon Johnson, top scorer for the Spurs, 15, 12 each by Collins and Vassell. Wemby with just 6. Yeah, this has been an excellent game tonight. I'm kind of shocked by it. I was hesitant about this game tonight because I saw the line. It was 12.5-point favorites for Minnesota entering this game, and by far this certainly has turned out to be a close game all throughout the course of tonight. Minnesota plus 13 net rating in the third quarter. That is second in the NBA. San Antonio with a minus 26 net rating in the third quarter. That is dead last. Second longest losing streak in team history right now for San Antonio. They're on a 14-game losing streak at the moment. Dish out to the wing. Back for the timeout. That three is well short. Missed by the Spurs by Doug McDermott. I think it was partially blocked by Minnesota's defense. Edwards attacking. Missed the layup, but a putback right there for the two-handed jam. That is Gobert. 12 points, 11 rebounds tonight by Rudy. 67-62. Down by 5. T-Wolves in a 9-zip run last 2+ minutes. Trey Jones clamped by Edwards. They're really turning up the Jets defensively right now for Minnesota. Down to 5 in the shot clock. Step back 3 in the air. Vassell halfway down, no good. Skipped around the rim and out. Pinball wizard at possession. Goes back to Minnesota. Naz Reid turns on the Jets. Soaring right past the defense. Oh, he throws it down with a two-handed flush. Weaving his way coast to coast right there by Reid. 11-zip run in almost the previous 3 minutes. Backdoor layups good by Sohan. So finally the scoring drought snaps. 3 minutes left to go in the third now. Naz Reid, explosive in the last possession. Dribbles up to the wing. Sends it over into the hands to Edwards. Edwards at the target center logo. Edwards towards his left. Top of the key working on Sohan. 5 in the shot clock. Edwards at the top. Pick set by Gobert. Edwards. 1 second on the shot clock. Jumper. Mid-range. Off the back from no good. Wemby collects the defensive rebounds. Down by 5 for the Spurs. Trying to use patience this possession. And Wemby gets clobbered from behind there by Anderson, holding him up as Anderson picks up the foul. Reaching in by Anderson. 2:29 remaining. Wow, this has been just an excellent battle tonight between these two teams. The Spurs are right there in this game. Big possession here for San Antonio, looking to cut into the deficit. Inbound goes to Trey Jones. Jones, top of the key, 14 on the shot clock, puts the ball into the hands of Vassell. Vassell, strong drive inside the key. Vassell, jumper, mid-range, connects. making the J right there, Devin Vassell. It's a 3-point game. 14 on the board tonight for Vassell. Approaching the 2-minute mark left to play in the third. Conley. Handoff around the perimeter. That's actually Shake Milton, number 18, off to Anderson. As Edwards is currently on the bench, Anderson floats it up and he gets fouled. That'll be charged to McDermott. Yeah, Marquette's up big right now against Texas. What a bounce-back game for Marquette. Richard on the street, welcome in from New Mexico. Thanks for joining in, brother. By the way, Penn State and Maryland, that game's going into overtime, 71-71 for college hoops tonight. 2 shots here at the free throw line for Kyle Anderson. The first one's good. Quick update with NBA scores. A couple of games have gone final tonight. Sixers able to squeak out a victory over the Wizards, 131-126. Joel Embiid, 50-point double-double for him. He had 50 points tonight with 12 rebounds for Embiid. Desmond Bane with a monster night for Memphis. Memphis wins over Detroit, 116-102. Bane finished with 49 points. Second free throw good by Anderson. 150 left to play in the third quarter. Down by 5 for San Antonio. Sohan, bounce pass right corner. Into the hands to Jones. Moves it off to Vassell. Rises for the 3 at the wing. Oh, he hits it. Devin Vassell, bang, bang from downtown. It's a 2-point game. 1:35 remaining in the third. Devin Vassell in the groove. The top scorer with 17. Keldon Johnson right behind him for 15 for San Antonio. Anthony Towns pressured in the front court corner. Dribbles up to the top of the key. Moves it out to his right. Launching a 3. Off the back rim, no good. Missed by Troy Brown Jr. Offensive rebound goes directly to Naz Reid. Reid inside working on Wemby. Huge rejection right there by the 7'4" monster, Victor Wembanyama. Here goes San Antonio. Baseline drive. Vassell soars up. Oh, he throws it down with a 2-handed flush. Devin Vassell taking over right now. 71-71. Final minute left to go in the third. 9-2 run by the Spurs. Minnesota went on an 11-zip run previous to that. Top of the key, Cat. Fires the fastball over to Milton. Wide open 3. Off the rim, no good. Missed by Shake Milton. Rebound control by San Antonio. 40 seconds left to go in the third. Trey Jones, shaking big, dish out to the corner. Left corner 3, Sohan. Airballed it. No good as it goes back to Minnesota off the air ball by Jeremy Sohan. Kyle Anderson will slow it down. 9-second differential between shot clock and game clock to close out the third. Anderson drives on Wemby. Missed the layup, no good. Alter by Wemby as the rebound goes right back to San Antonio. Here we go. Shot clock turned off. Tie game 71-71. San Antonio with it. 8 seconds left to go. Devin Vassell, top of the key. Wemby rolls down. Bounce past to Wemby. Swings it behind his back left corner. Baseline drive. Sohan out to the top. Moves over to McDermott. Takes the 3. Oh, he missed it off the back rim. And we close out at the end of the third quarter. It is San Antonio 71. Minnesota 71. What a game. A lot of highlights here in this third quarter. Naz Reid attacking the paint, throwing down a 2-handed jam. Devin Vassell making a 3 off the catch. Devin Vassell driving baseline to the hoop, soaring up with a 2-handed flush for the final bucket to close out the third. What a game between these two teams. We enter the fourth quarter coming up in a tied ball game. Also, Wemby with that monster block that he had on Kyle Anderson a couple possessions ago. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. What a game. Hit us up in the chat who you guys like tonight in this one here. Type in Spurs, type in T-Wolves. Let us know out in the chat. Make sure to vote in the poll if you guys haven't already done so also. Quick update, other NBA scores at the moment. Cleveland leading Orlando. 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. 113-102 for the Cavs. The Heat in a tight game against the Raptors. Miami leads 87-82 over Toronto tonight. At the end of the third, the Hawks leading the Nets 82-81. Chicago with a 9-point advantage over Charlotte, 57-46. The Rockets by 10 leading the Thunder. Start of the third quarter there, 60-50. And it's all Mavs tonight over the Jazz, 62-43. 2 games have gone final in the NBA. The Grizzlies able to win against the Pistons. The Pistons now, I believe they've lost 16 straight games in a row. For Detroit, they did not win a single game last month. Or that's now 18 games in a row. Check that. They are now 2-19. They've lost 18 straight for Detroit. 116-102. Memphis wins. Desmond Bane pours in 49 points. And then 50 points tonight by Joel Embiid. Philadelphia wins over Washington, 131-126. Washington drops to a record of 3-17 this season for the Wizards, and now they're 1-9 in their previous 10 games. Excellent game here. Right down to the wire. Yeah, Edwards hasn't looked like himself tonight. Anthony Edwards having a tough night tonight. Just 8 points for the first 3 quarters on 2 for 11 shooting for him. Just nobody's really been able to take over this game from Minnesota. 13 points by Mike Conley, 12 each by Gobert, Towns, and Reed. And there's been a couple players able to take over this game for San Antonio. 19 by Devin Vassell. 15 points by Keldon Johnson. Zach Collins is 12. Yeah, this is a crazy game. Worst team in the West against the top team in the West, and right now we need a full 48 minutes basically to determine the outcome of this one here. San Antonio hasn't won in over a month. Last win was November the 2nd. They've lost 14 straight games in a row. Minnesota, longest active winning streak right now in the NBA. You would think that active winning streak would be like 10 or 12. It's actually just 4. Very low number of a winning streak compared to what we've seen throughout time. Usually the Spurs with a first possession. Sohan in the key off the turnaround. Drills the 2. 73-71. We'll see if Minnesota is able to answer the call right here. Cat handoff to Anderson. Anderson drives, floats it up, no good. Came up short. San Antonio came up with a rebound. Johnson past midcourt. Johnson, Sohan, McDermott. Malachi Branham on the floor, same as Wemby, and that's a turnover. Sohan dribbling through the middle of the key, lost the handle. Out of bounds it went. Mike Conley, he's in the court with Kyle Anderson. That's actually, check that, as number 18, not number 10. Shake Milton on the floor with Kyle Anderson. Karl Anthony Towns. Troy Brown Jr. on the floor as well. And this will send Cat to the free throw line. Naz Reid, the 5th player on the floor for Minnesota currently. So Cat going to the free throw line. Just got the bucket as well. So they scored it. And the camera was off on that one, but he's able to score it. So +1 coming up with the free throw line by Cats. 73-73. And 1 here at the free throw line off the contact, and he missed the free throw. 11 minutes left to go. Spurs take it past midcourt. Sohan at the wing. Dribbles up to the free throw circle. Dumps it down to Wemby. Wemby spin move over Reed. Off the glass. No good. And we got a late whistle, though. It's going to be charged here to Minnesota. So this was not on the shot. This will lead to an inbound upcoming here for San Antonio. Wemby tonight, just 6 points, 8 rebounds. Branham inbounds it. Sohan dribbles up to the elbow. Sohan almost slipped. Bounce pass over to McDermott. McDermott floats it up over the top for Wemby. Throws it down with a right-handed flush. 7'4" big fella. The tower over the top. Just shoves it in with a right hand. 10.5 left to go. Cat passes. Cutter. Layup made. That's a beautiful find off to the backdoor cutter there by Troy Brown Jr. for Minnesota in a 75-all ball game. Corner jumper missed off the mark by Branham. 10:15 remaining. Minnesota with the basketball back. Anderson finds Cat. Karl-Anthony Towns drives downhill inside. Flings it over out of bounds. Just out of control right there by Cat with the basketball. Too much trying to do with it. Nobody there at the wing of the perimeter. Inside, San Antonio missed the shot. The ball rolls out of bounds. Deflected last, I believe, by... It's going to be out by Minnesota, so this will stay San Antonio possession. Under 10 minutes left to go in the fourth. Inbound goes to McDermott. Flings it off to Wemby. Top of the key. Wemby crossover. Dribbles up free throw circle. Double team. Lobs it up. And it's too tall. It goes out of bounds. Wemby missing the mark on the pass. He was trying to do too much with that one. As it sails out of bounds. And it goes back to Minnesota. Comedy mistakes as of late. Yeah, so they have... No relation there between the Troy Brown from the Patriots and then Troy Brown Jr., who's playing on Minnesota. 9:40 left to go. T-Wolves with possession. Brown Jr. swings it on top. Over to Shake Milton. Moves it out to his right around the perimeter to Naz Reid. Back to Milton. Milton. Drive. Kick out to the corner. Brown with a three. Off the back rim. No good. Battle for the rebound. Tipped up. Wemby controls it. Here goes Wemby leading the break. They got numbers. 5-on-3 up the floor. McDermott sidestep to the left. Takes the three. No good. Offensive rebound. Brandon finds McDermott. Drives downhill to the rim. Blocked by Anderson. A foul though. 2 free throws upcoming now by Doug McDermott. For San Antonio, the clock will stop with 9:16. This has been an excellent game tonight. If you guys are new in the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. Appreciate you guys for joining in, being a part here tonight in the channel. Hit us up in the chat, by the way, who you guys like tonight in this one here, Spurs or T-Wolves. First one's good by McDermott. Basically almost even on that poll, Carly. Minnesota 55-45 at the moment on the poll. So if you haven't already voted, make sure to do that as well. 6 for 10 on free throws for San Antonio. Minnesota 14 for 17 currently in this game tonight. McDermott with a second free throw. He's up to double figures off the bench. Makes both of them. 2-point lead now for the Spurs. 9:15 left to go. T-Wolves with the basketball. Pass midcourt with Mike Conley leading the point now. Conley moves it out to the left wing. Outside, nice ball movement. Conley finds Ant at the corner. Outside goes to the left corner. Troy Brown Jr. takes the three. Splash. He hits it. 78-77. Naz Reid with an assist. Under 9 minutes left to go. Branham moves it off to McDermott. He stumbles. Able to get the ball away in time off to Osman. Wemby currently on the bench at the moment for San Antonio. Keldon Johnson, target center logo, lost control of the basketball. Conley comes up with a steal. Conley flings it behind to the cutter. Gobert, kick out, corner, open three, Mike Conley. Off the back rim, no good, to the top of the backboard. Naz Reid, chance to put it back, no good. Offensive rebound, Reid once again, no good. And the rebound finally ripped away by Collins. 8:20 left to go. San Antonio down by 1 with their possession. Collins at the left wing. Handoff Osman. Osman left baseline. Osman double teamed. Outside finds Collins. Takes the three. Off the front rim. No good. A rebound controlled by Minnesota. What a game right now. Both of these teams struggling to make their shots. Conley swings it off to the corner. Bounce pass leaves it off for Ant. Ant corner. Three in the air. And he hits it. Bang, bang, Anthony Edwards ripping a three up to double figures now with 11. 81-77. 11-6-6 tonight for Anthony Edwards. Not his best game, but getting things done when he needed the most. At the mid-block, Keldon Johnson floats up the shot, banks it through, up and in off the glass. It's good for 2. 81-79. 7:30. left to go in the battle between these two teams. The top team in the NBA, Minnesota, record of 15-4, going up against the worst team record-wise in the West, San Antonio, 3-16, but they're right in it. Naz Reid takes the three, and he makes it from downtown. Top of the key jumper, Naz Reid drilling it. 3 more bench points there for the T-Wolves. 5-point lead for Minnesota. 7 minutes left to go. San Antonio looking for urgency. Dribble drive right down the lane inside, gets denied. Rudy Gobert swatting the shot, blocking the layup attempt by Keldon Johnson. As we have a timeout here taken on the floor. 6:58 left to go. This game's ramping up, things getting intense. An incredible battle between these two teams as we take the timeouts. That's now 8 blocks for Minnesota tonight as a team. 4 blocks off the bench by Kyle Anderson, Gobert, Towns, Troy Brown Jr., Naz Reid with 1 block each. 8-3 in total blocks in favor of the T-Wolves. Right now, Minnesota's got 5 players in double figures. Nobody's really been able to go off in this game. Naz Reid's the top scorer off the bench. He's got 15. That's on 7 for 15 shooting tonight. 14 points, 10 rebounds by Towns. Double-double by Gobert as well. 12 points, 12 boards. Anthony Edwards with 11. Mike Conley with 13. San Antonio top scorer tonight. 19 by Vassell. 17 by Keldon Johnson. 12 by Collins. 11 by McDermott. Wemby just limited to 8 tonight. 8 points, 9 rebounds, and 30% shooting at the moment. If you guys are doing the stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. I cover basketball action here on the channel, play-by-play, NBA games, also college hoops as well on the stream, so feel free to join in, be a part here on the channel. Tomorrow night, I plan on coming back, covering probably 2 games tomorrow in full. I plan on covering the Lakers against the Pelicans at 9. I'll probably join in progress with the Pacers against Bucks tomorrow. And feel free to let us know who you guys like tonight in this game also. Type it in the chat if you guys would like. Man, this has been just an incredible battle between these two teams here. Spurs in the 14-game losing streak. Minnesota, 4 games won in a row. That's the longest winning streak currently in the NBA. And San Antonio hasn't won a game in over a month. Last time they won was November the 2nd. So here we go, back from the timeouts. 6:55 left to play. San Antonio with a possession. Collins, spin move, downhill, over Gobert, missed the left-handed hook shot from point-blank range over Rudy. Rudy Gobert just locking down dudes left and right this season. 6:40 left to go. Minnesota with the basketball, 5-point lead. Conley on the floor with Rudy, Naz Reid, Anthony Edwards, and also a 3. That is made from downtown there by Minnesota, letting it rain from the perimeter. That is number 23, Troy Brown Jr., who just made a 3, 87-79. Out to the corner. Trey Jones dribbles up inside the key, floats the pass out to the top. Vassell launches a three, missed off the front rim, no good. And Reed collects the defensive rebound. This game starting to slip away from the hands of San Antonio. Chance to go up by 10 for Minnesota. 6 minutes left to go. Edwards takes the jumper at the wing. Off the mark, no good. A rebound controlled by Osman. Under 6 minutes remaining. San Antonio looking for urgency here offensively. Trey Jones flings it out to the wing. Collins moves it out to the left wing. Here's a three. Osman. No good. They've going stone cold right now for the perimeter. Forcing up jumpers. They cannot convert on them. Minnesota slowing down the basketball. 8-point lead, looking to put it to double digits. 5:30 left to go. Troy Brown Jr. off to Edwards. Edwards dribbles, attacks, Euro step right to the rim, no good. Tipped up Gobert. Right place, right time. Offensive rebound, throws it down with a two-handed putback dunk. Rudy Gobert, monstrous in this game. 10-point lead for Minnesota, largest one of the night. Carly, first double-digit lead of the game. Missed jumper. Quick up the floor by the Spurs, and the T-Wolves have it back again off the rebounds. Minnesota looking to stretch it. Baseline drive with an opening. Conley, no good. Oh, another tip in there by Gobert with two more off the putback once again. 91-79 in the timeout taken by San Antonio. Rudy Gobert taking over. On the glass, nobody there for the Spurs to box out, just leading to back-to-back open areas for him to clean it up and put it through. 16 points, 17 rebounds right now for Rudy Gobert. Those numbers jumping up in a big, big way as of late. Exploding here in the fourth quarter. 20-8 fourth quarter in favor of Minnesota right now. 4:58 left to go. Time's just winding down and not looking good at all for San Antonio. They keep on forcing up shots and just sending up prayers and just haven't been efficient from three. And now you're down to the final 5 minutes and they keep on taking those low percentage shots and they just keep on bricking them. 18% currently from three-point range for San Antonio. They started off cold. Now they're really cold. And they're without Doug McDermott right now because he's been the hot hand from three-point range. McDermott, 11 points off the bench. He's made 3 threes. Vassell's made 3 threes, but he's cooled off lately. And tonight, Wemby, just not really much to be found tonight in this game for Wemby. 8 points, 9 rebounds on just 30% shooting. 3 for 10 tonight from the floor by Wemby and 2 for 4 at the free throw line for him. And it wasn't like Anthony Edwards went off in this game either. Like, this is Anthony Edwards' first game back. He missed the previous 2 due to injury. And tonight he's missed 11 shots. He's only made 3. 3 for 14 shooting tonight in this game for Edwards. And San Antonio lucky that Edwards wasn't his usual self getting bucket after bucket in this game because this score would have been ugly. And it's been close and competitive all throughout, and this is the first time that we've seen double digits on the board. Cavs able to win tonight over the Magic, 121-111. That game has gone final. Paulo Banchero, massive game by him tonight. 42 points, still not enough for Orlando. Donovan Mitchell with a huge game himself, 35 points for him. A lot of guys just having great nights throughout the NBA. Desmond Bane with 49. Joel Embiid scored 50 points tonight. Right now, Luka's got a triple-double at halftime for Dallas. They are destroying Utah, 74-51 Dallas. Luka, 29 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists at half for the Mavs. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 24 points for him. Late stage of the third quarter, Rockets up over the Thunder, 77-72. Miles Bridges with 26 right now. Or Mikal Bridges with 26 for Brooklyn. Brooklyn just took the lead against the Hawks, 102-101. Down to 3.5 minutes left to go in that game. Spurs have missed the previous 9 straight three-point shots. This is part of a Minnesota 16-2 run in the last 4.5 minutes. Back from the timeout, Devin Vassell with the basketball at the edge of the midcourt logo. Pick set by Wemby. Vassell dribbles up inside, and Edwards commits the reach and foul. Game clock will stop with 4:39 left to go. Caleb Martin tonight with a double-double, 24 points, 12 rebounds for the Heat. The Heat about to close it out against the Raptors. Down to 55 seconds left. Miami leads 108-99. 4:39 remaining here. Wemby gets the inbound. Hand off to Vassell. Wemby rolls down. Vassell floats it up over the top for Wemby. Pushes it up. And Wemby gets fouled. He was quadruple teamed in the key on the entry pass. They'll call the foul on Mike Conley. So that was on the entry pass being held up, not on the shot. This will be an inbound here for San Antonio. 4:33 left. Far side of the floor. Inbound pass goes off to Trey Jones. Jones swings it out to the right wing off to Vassell. Target center, logo 8 on the shot clock. Vassell dribbles up right corner. Vassell, tough shot contested by Edwards. Got blocked up in the air looking for the foul call. Couldn't get it. Conley shovels. Edwards back to Conley. Outside finds Reed. Takes the three. Oh, with a rejection right back to recover by Vassell. 4:10 left to go. Great job of coverage right there. Pass goes downhill to Wemby. Wemby off the turnaround gets fouled. And now he'll head to the free throw line and shoot 2. San Antonio's in the bonus. So tonight, Wemby 50% at the free throw line, 2 for 4. Just has not been his game tonight. Still in single digits at the moment. 8 points, 83% this year has been great at the free throw line, but just 2 for 4 tonight, splitting the free throws both of his trips. First shot. Got the bounce. It's good. Just not a whole lot of urgency here for San Antonio. That they keep on going up, using a lot of clock these possessions, and just going to expire, and they're not going to have any sort of chance to crawl on back in this game. Basically, to crawl on back, you have to make a stop every single possession defensively, and you have to score basically as much as possible to get back, because right now both of these teams using a lot of clock at the moment. We're down to 4 minutes left to play. 12 on the shot clock for Minnesota. Pass got deflected up in the air, and San Antonio able to pick it off. Osman comes up with a steal. Golden opportunity this possession here for San Antonio. Osman takes it a distance. He scores the layup. That's a huge possession. Puts them back within single digits as Minnesota burns a timeout. 91-83, 3:49 left to go in the fourth quarter. We got ourselves a ball game, a steal by Osman off the deflection, and took it downhill right to the rim with a layup. That is the perfect response right there for San Antonio. That's exactly what they needed just a moment ago. You needed to force a big turnover, and they just got it. So right now they're hanging in this game, down by 8. Osman up to 4 currently. Got the start in this game today in place of Sohan. Sohan played off the bench. So right now, just on the timeout. What a matchup between these two teams. If you guys are new in the stream, feel free to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. I cover basketball action on the stream, play-by-play of both NBA games, also college hoops as well. Here we go, back from the timeout, 3:45 left, and this will be Minnesota possession. The T-Wolves at the edge of the midcourt logo. Mike Conley on the floor with Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Troy Brown Jr., and Naz Reid. Edwards double-teamed. Off to Conley, 6 on the shot clock. Moves it over to Brown. Takes the 3 off the catch. Missed off the front rim, no good. Trey Jones collects the defensive rebound. Signs of life here for San Antonio. Looking to see if they can score and cut it to 6 or 5 this possession. Osman receives the pass, drives low block. Osman floats it up, no good. No foul call either. Gobert, perfect defense. Comes out with another miss by the Spurs. Minnesota slows it down. 3:05 left to go. Conley at the left wing perimeter working on Wemby. Bounce pass goes to Gobert at the low block, double teamed. Gobert flings it out on top. Naz Reid, open 3. High arcing one, no good. Huge putback dunk though. Soared up with a 2-handed flush to put it back. That is Edwards flying out of no man's land to tear it down. Nobody able to box out for San Antonio. Holy smokes. Naz Reid missed the 3 off the rainbow, but Anthony Edwards comes right in straight away, flies in, and jams it down. 13, 7, and 6 tonight for Anthony Edwards. Edwards with a basketball jumper, step back, off the rim, no good. Tapped up to the perimeter, offensive rebound, goes right back to Reid. 2:25 remaining. Minnesota will slow it down more. Conley takes the 3 off the back rim, no good. Tipped up and the rebound collected by Keldon Johnson. Here goes San Antonio. Down by 10. Urgency needed. Lob down low. Wemby underneath. Working on Gobert as he scores the layup. Victor Wembanyama. 2 more on the board for him. Up to double figures now. He has got himself 12. Along with 9 rebounds. Mike Conley slows down the basketball. Edge of the midcourt logo for Conley. Conley off to Gobert. Back into the hands of Conley. Takes the 3. Wide open. And he hits it. Makes it look so easy. Bang, bang. Mike Conley spots up and he delivers for the 3 ball. 1:40 left to go. Time ticking too late. It's a layup made by Cedi Osman. Back to 9. The score, but looks like it'll be a little too late on the clock for San Antonio. Minnesota, 1:35 remaining, 20 in the shot clock, slowing down tempo, and Mike Conley. Conley excellent tonight. Driving, attacking, downhill, right to the rim, he scores, up and in off the backboard. 98-87, down to 1:20 in the clock. Urgency here for San Antonio. Vassell forces up a jumper, and he hits it. Somehow, some way on a prayer at the right corner. Wasn't the greatest look of a shot, but wow. Devin Vassell with 22 and a quick response. Down to 1:10 remaining. Troy Brown Jr. now the ball handler. Into the hands to Edwards. Edwards moves it off to Reid. Off to Edwards now at the top of the key. Edwards dribbles back out, being pressured. Gets it away off to Reid. 3 in the shot clock. Reid spin move working on Wemby. Reid turn around and off the top of the backboard, went out of bounds. Really tough possession right there for Minnesota, but the whole shot clock went off. It will go back to San Antonio with 58 seconds. Mike Conley, by the way, 18 points tonight. That's on 4 assists to just 1 turnover. Twin City, thanks so much for the dono. Thanks so much. Really appreciate you guys, the legends here on the channel. Let's get that dono hype out in the chat here for Twin City. 55 seconds left. Spurs down by 8. And with the basketball. This is going to be a bucket if they want any sort of comeback. Wemby, no good. Offensive rebound. Wemby forces up. No good. Tipped up. Offensive rebound. No good again. Rudy Gobert. Are you kidding me? Incredible defense. Lob over the top. Missed alley-oop jam right there for Minnesota, which would have been the exclamation point. Rebound San Antonio. 30 seconds. Quarter 3. Air ball. No good. Rudy with the rebound. With the basketball. Gets fouled. Rudy Gobert, DPOY, game number 20 of the season, locking down dudes left and right at the rim. The no-go connect with a shot zone in this one. Rudy with 16 points, 21 rebounds. With 25.8 seconds left to go, and the T-Wolves now will head to the bonus at the free throw line as San Antonio picks up the reach and foul. Rudy Gobert. Monster game by him tonight. 2 blocks, Only 2 blocks, but it seemed like he was altering basically like everything at the rim in this game. San Antonio's shooting percentage, 37%. They attempted 100 shots. They made 37 of those shots tonight. This is the number 1 defense in the NBA, Minnesota. First free throw is good. Anthony Edwards at the free throw line. And thanks so much all for joining in. You guys the legends tonight in the stream. I plan on being back tomorrow. Tomorrow for sure, I plan on being back for the 9 o'clock game, Lakers against Pelicans. I'm probably going to join in progress with a 5 o'clock game. I get home around 5 o'clock or so, and I have to set up the equipment and stuff like that. So I'll probably join in progress for the Pacers-Bucks game after I get home and after I eat. Second free throw is good by Edwards. 18 seconds left. The three-point shot is made. That is good by Keldon Johnson. 17 seconds remaining with a 7-point game. Inbound to Edwards. Edwards gets fouled with 15.8. So back to the free throw line. We'll go Anthony Edwards. 15 points tonight by Edwards. Not the greatest game. Really struggled in terms of efficiency. This is his first game back from injury. Missed the previous 2. So tonight just 4 for 16, but still getting the job done. That's the key for the top team in the NBA. Able to get the job done tonight. They're 15 seconds away from doing so. Rudy Gobert just an absolute force tonight with those 21 rebounds. Second free throw is good. 9-point lead. Spurs down to 10 seconds. And on the far side of the floor, I think they're going to call a foul here by Edwards. On the far side, he was guarding Johnson. And Minnesota came into this game 14-2 in their previous 16. They got out to a slow start this year. They won 1-2 to begin the season. First one no good. So this is indeed free throws. First one missed for Keldon Johnson. Second free throw is good. 102-94. The line was 12.5 for this one. Minnesota. In a back and forth game throughout the most part against San Antonio, but took it by storm in the fourth quarter. 15-game losing streak now for the Spurs, Minnesota. Longest active winning streak in the NBA, currently at 5 in a row as this game goes final. The T-Wolves win tonight 102-94. The final score on Minnesota's home courts. Excellent game between these two teams in a defensive battle as we close out and this game goes final. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part of the stream tonight. Before I do wrap up, make sure to hit the thumbs up, spike the like, hit the subscribe, ring the notification bell as well. And I hope to be back tomorrow covering at least one game, possibly 2. So feel free to join back in tomorrow for the NBA in-season tournament semifinal games that will be going on. First one for the in-season game starts at 5 p.m. between the Pacers and the Bucks. I get home from work around 5 p.m., so I'll probably join in progress if I do stream that one. If not, I plan on covering for sure the Lakers against the Pelicans at 9 p.m. for tomorrow night. So this one wraps up. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part on the stream. What a good game tonight between these two teams. And man, Minnesota this year looks legit. 16-4 record right now. The best team in all of the NBA in a win now type mode for this team. Looking like they could very well make it a deep run in the playoffs if everybody stays healthy. This team has got just so many quality defenders on the team that they make every single bucket, every single possession basically a challenge for their opponents, and did that tonight. The Spurs scored just 94 points and only shot 37% from the floor against this T-Wolves defense. Thanks so much all for joining in. We're going to wrap up to the channel members before I do sign off. All channel members get a shout out at the end of each and every single one of my live streams. We got here Jason, Rajeep, Russell, Oreo Pudding, Bradley, Sister Surround, TMC, Braden, Mario, Bino, Mark, John, Kenneth, Tristan, Jess, Ahino, Joseph, Vegas, SG Sports Talk, Derek, Ice Ice Baby, Michael, Warren, I Am Ghost, Kelly, Asia, Laszlo, Joe, Roderick, Reynaldo, Didi, Katie, Barco, Chuck, Siegel, Woopig, Ian, Oink Oink, Emmanuel, Robin, and Dave. Thanks so much all for joining in, being a part of the stream tonight on this Wednesday as Minnesota wins over San Antonio. Final score 102-94. Thanks all for joining in, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Wednesday night.